Hi guys, how you all doing? I hope that your week is still going fantastically and that you're still enjoying the lovely weather. It's so nice now that it's at least a dry winter, if you could call it that. I'm not crazy about being cold and wet. I can manage one or the other, but not really both. So I am definitely grateful for that. But yes, let's move on to tonight's video. So I've decided to just focus a bit more on spinal mobility and working the back muscles a bit in today's video, just so we can try and open up a little bit. We'll even open up the front of the shoulders to make it possible for the back extension to actually take place. All right, so let's start off with some nice basic seated roll downs to get the spine warmed up. Okay, so I'm just sitting to the side so you guys can see what I'm doing. I want you to have your feet together in front of you, so you're in that lovely butterfly position. If you feel yourself gripping into those hip flexors, take the feet further away from you to release and give them a bit of space. But if you're still feeling quite gripped up into those hips, then again, grab some pillows or anything that will just lift yourself up a little bit to open up the hips a little bit more. Okay, so we're placing the hands on our shins just underneath our knees, and we're just going to have a nice, lovely, comfortable roll down. Okay, so we start seated nice and tall. We're inhaling there. Now exhale gently, nodding the chin to the chest. Now if your body shape allows, keep a little gap between the chin and the chest. Now we sink the chest in as we continue to roll down through the spine. And we start rolling forward towards the feet through each vertebra. Let the hands drag down the shins just so that there's space for the shoulders to stay low and out of those ears. And you just go as low as what you're comfortable. I want you to get a little bit of a sense of pushing the sit bones back and behind you so we can open up that lower spine a little bit more over there. We hold for the inhale. Then we exhale to scoop that navel in, lengthen through the C curve as we gently restack one vertebra at a time on those sit bones. Let the hands just drag up the shins again, nice and relaxed. And let's go again. Inhale, exhale, nodding chin. Leaving gap between chin and chest. Sinking that chest inwards as we diving down and forward. Let the hands drag down the shins. Feel like the sit bones are pushing away from the feet. Good. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, pull that navel in and use those abdominals to support the spine as we restack tall onto those sit bones, hands dragging up the shins. And let's go again. We inhale. Exhale to nod the chin down gently. Roll through that spine. So we sink that chest in. We diving forward through a beautiful lengthened C curve. Pushing the hips away from you to open up a little bit more in that lower spine. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, pull that navel in as we gently restacking that spine one vertebra at a time. Good. We're going to do one more. We inhale nice and tall. Exhale, nodding chin, leaving gap between chin and chest. Chest sinking in deeply as we lengthen and dive down forward towards the feet. Pushing the hips back gently. We're not trying to push back as hard as we can, so we rock on those sit bones. It's just a gentle tuck to open up that spine. Hold there for that inhale. Exhale, scooping navel, tucking, and gently lifting back up one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. All right, so now let's bring the knees up and away from the floor. Have the knees and feet roughly fist distance apart. We now grab behind the thighs. We're going to do a similar movement, just with a little more abdominal work. Sitting tall, elbows out to the side, ribs laced. We inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tucking the pelvis, gently rolling back through the spine. Going back to just before the arms are straight. I don't want locked elbows, soft bend. The tuck in the pelvis and the navel pulling in, really have those abdominals supporting us. We hold for the inhale. Exhale, pull the navel in. As we gently restacking, we're keeping the C curve. We then inhale to straighten the spine once we're on the sit bones. Continue through pulling on the arms to open up the front of that chest. So we really want to try and work at opening up the front of the shoulders so that when we do our back extension work, we have the ability to have the body open up in such a way. We come back to our neutral. We exhale to pull the navel in, tucking that pelvis, rolling back gently through the spine, arms lengthening, tucking, pulling navel in, hold for the inhale. Exhale, keep the C curve. Use those abdominals. We're pulling everything in to help bring the C curve back onto the sit bones. Inhale, straightening the spine, pulling on the thighs, opening the chest up towards where the wall and ceiling are meeting. Good. We come back to center. We exhale, scoop the navel, tuck that pelvis underneath. So we're really trying to work through each vertebra one at a time. This is where we're going to get more spinal mobility, working in and out of sequential movements with that spinal column. Hold for the inhale, exhale, pulling everything in, pelvic floor, navel. Use the abdominals to help keep the C curve and restacking onto those sit bones. Then we inhale to straighten and pull on the legs, open the chest up the ceiling, shoulders opening wide and away from the ears. Good, coming back to center. And last one, exhale, scoop the navel, tucking pelvis, rolling down through that spine, one vertebra at a time. Holding for the inhale. Exhale, pull in the navel as we come back onto those sit bones. We're still in that C curve. We just have shoulders over hips now. Then we straighten the spine. Pull on those legs as we open the chest up to the ceiling. Our neck is long, so we don't have any creases there. Inhale, coming back to center. All right, now we're going to roll all the way back down on the floor so we can get another sequential movement through the spine, which is our lovely pelvic curl, which I usually start a lot of my sessions with. And it's for that reason. It gets through the spine in multiple different ways. Okay, so heels are relatively close to the sit bones. Feet and knees roughly fist distance apart. Pelvis in neutral, so hip bones and pubic bone parallel to the floor. Ribs beautifully laced into the mat. Arms down by the sides of the body. We hold for the inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tucking pelvis using just abdominals. We're not trying to push the spine into the mat. All right. Then we get those legs firing. Continue tucking and peeling the spine off of the mat, one vertebra at a time, pulling those heels in towards the sit bones. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, lowering down through the spine gently, one vertebra at a time. Returning to that beautiful neutral pelvis. Let's go again. Inhale. Exhale, scooping navel, tucking pelvis, driving through the legs as we peel everything off of the floor. Ribs are staying laced and engaged. Hold for the inhale. And we exhale to lower down through the spine gently, one vertebra at a time. Beautiful. We're going to go 2 more times. We inhale. Exhale, scoop the navel, tucking pelvis, peeling spine off of the mat. Good. Shoulders open and relaxed. Draw those heels in. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, sinking down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Really work at getting that sequential movement going. And last one, hold for the inhale. Exhale, scooping navel, tucking pelvis with just the abdominals. If we're pushing into the feet, we're going to push the spine into the mat. It's not about pushing into that mat. Now get those legs firing as we pull the pelvis off the floor. Peel the spine up and off the mat. Hold for the inhale. Heels drawing in, pelvis tucked, ribs laced. Hold for that inhale. Exhale, sinking down through the spine gently, one vertebra at a time. Returning to a lovely neutral pelvis. Fantastic. All right, guys, so those are our nice spinal mobility exercises. Let's roll onto our bellies and start getting the back going. All right, So we'll do a few back extension exercises, but please, if you're feeling anything in the lower back, pause, push back into your rest position to open up that lower spine in a lovely downward C curve. All right. Okay, so let's get started. I want you to be laying flat on your tummy. Legs are a little bit wider than your fist distance apart. Just let the legs relax. All right, the arms are down by the sides of the body, also just nice and relaxed. Have the navel pulling in and away from the floor. Tuck your pelvis gently so we can keep that lower spine open and try to get beautiful equal movement through the whole spine and not just jamming into that lower spine, okay? Nose and forehead in line with the mat. We inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting that eye line gently. Start lifting the upper body one vertebra at a time. I want you to rotate your palms to face the body and then open those shoulders nice and wide. Now make sure the abdominals are still engaged. We're still lengthening out the tailbone. We want to feel the work a bit more in the middle part of the back, going up to the top of the neck area. All right, so then we inhale and reverse that movement down one vertebra at a time. Again, sequential movement, but with the target of working those back extensor muscles. All right, and let's go again. We exhale to lift the eye line, keeping the neck long so we don't compress the discs between the vertebrae. We open the shoulders wide, have the palms face the body. We're pushing the top of our chest to the top of our mat for me. All right, so we're really trying to work the mid to upper back area, lengthening beautifully out of that tailbone. And inhale, reverse sequentially down. So one rib at a time, nose and forehead being the last thing to come into contact with your mat. And let's go again. We exhale to lift the eye line, lifting that upper body, one vertebra at a time, palms facing the body, abdominals engaged, lengthening out that tailbone and pushing your sternum, which is the place where the ribs meet in the front of your chest, up to the top of that mat for me. Opening those shoulders wide, neck beautifully long, and we inhale to reverse that movement down one rib at a time. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. We inhale, exhale, lifting eye line, lifting upper body gently, one vertebra at a time, neck long, shoulders open, tailbone long, so we're gently pressing that pubic bone into the mat. We're opening wide. We inhale to reverse that movement and lower everything down. All right, let's go into our rugby post position with our arms so that we can get some beautiful cobra going. Now, this is also, there's two options, your prep and full cobra. Prep is when you lift up and keep the forearms on the floor. So if you do jam into that lower back quite a lot, you stay at prep. But if you do have the ability to lift up more, see like me, I jam straight into my lower back when my arms are straight. So we've got to tuck the pelvis a little bit more and think of lifting the sternum up the wall to get the upper back muscles engaged. All right, so that's why it's so important to make sure those abdominals are working beautifully. All right, so let's give it a few. Nose and forehead in line with the mat. Elbows in line with shoulders, 90 degrees at the elbows. All right, inhale to prepare. Exhale, lifting eye line. Now gently lifting up one vertebra at a time. Abdominals still engaged, lengthening out the tailbone. Now, if this is where you stay, push the forearms into the floor and pull the forearms down towards the hips. You'll work your shoulder stabilizers underneath your armpits very nicely. However, if we go in full cobra, really tucking the pelvis, pulling abdominals in, lead with the sternum of the rib cage. I'm pausing there for me personally. Shoulders are still down low. We inhale, bending elbows first. They hit the floor as soon as they can. Now everybody, elbows beautifully wide and away to keep the shoulder blades wide as we continue to reverse the movement towards the mat, one rib at a time. Let's go again. We inhale. Exhale, lifting the eye line. Keep the back of the neck beautifully long. Lifting that chest up. Lifting the chest up as high as we can with our forearms flat on the floor. Abdominals engaged. Pubic bone pushing into the mat. Push forearms into the floor and down towards the hips. Or start straightening those elbows. Tuck the pelvis. Abdominals are beautifully engaged. So those hip bones actually lift off the floor for me. Alright, keep the shoulders down, low and out of the ears. Pushing the sternum up towards the wall. Inhale, reversing down. Bending elbows straight away so the shoulders stay out of the ears. Elbows hitting the floor as soon as possible into our cobra prep. Elbows wide to each side of the room as we lower down one rib at a time, returning nose and forehead to in line with the mat. And let's go again. We exhale. We're lifting eye line, lengthening beautifully out the back of that neck. We start lifting the chest and shoulders, lengthening out of the tailbone, abdominals engaged, pushing forearms into the floor and down towards the hips, or start straightening those elbows, tucking that pelvis, abdominals beautifully engaged, shoulders down low, and push your sternum up the wall. Remember, nice long neck. We're not trying to look up into the sky and add crinkles in that neck. We reverse down as we inhale. Elbows bending as soon as we start lowering. Elbows hitting the floor. We now reach the elbows wide as we lower down through the vertebra one at a time. And we're going to do one more here. We inhale. Exhale, lifting the eye line. Long neck. Elbows pulling down. Shoulders pulling down. Pubic bone pushing into the mat. Abdominals pulling away from the mat. Push the arms into the floor and down towards the hips. Or start straightening the elbows, tucking that pelvis. Abdominals still nice and strong. Shoulders low and out of the ears. Sternum lifting up. Hold for that inhale. And exhale, bending elbows straight away. Elbows hitting the floor as soon as possible. Elbows wide and away from the body as we lower all the way down. Fantastic. All right, we're going to do one more back extension with the arms up above. All right, so have the arms in a V position if you find you clamp up into those shoulders. Okay, keeping legs on the floor for me. We want to try and work the mid to upper back. All right, so shoulders low and out of the ears. We inhale. Exhale, lengthen through the arms, lift the eye line, and just gently lifting that upper body. It's only a few centimeters up. We're not trying to reach up into the sky. We want to make sure that those mid to upper back muscles are doing the work. And we inhale to lower down. All right, if you're quite tight in your shoulders and you have quite a hunch in your back, this can be quite difficult lifting the arms. So then rather just lift the eye line and the upper body and keep the arms on the floor. If you feel like you're just gripping into the neck, lifting the arms, keep the arms down for me, all right? And let's go again. We inhale, exhale, abdominals in, lengthen through the tailbone, reach long as we lift arms and upper body, or just that upper body with the hands on the floor. And we inhale to reverse and lower down. Beautiful. Let's go again. We inhale. Exhale, abdominals engaged, pubic bone pushing into mat, gently lifting eye line, long neck, reach long through the arms as we lift, but we keep the shoulders out of the ears. We're pushing the sternum up to the top of that mat, and then we inhale to lower everything back down onto the mat. Fantastic. All right, let's go for one more. We inhale, exhale, lifting eye line gently. Shoulders connecting under armpits, pubic bone pushing into mat, lifting the arms and eye line only as high as what's comfortable for you. Feel the mid to upper back working, abdominals pulling in. Inhale to lower everything back down. And now we're going to push back into our lovely rest position. All right, so hands on the mat on either side of you as if you're going to do a push-up. Knees stay on the mat, abdominals pulled in. Connect under the armpits as we push the body up and off the floor. And we then push back into our very, very, very well-deserved rest position for me, please. All right, arms down, forehead on the mat. Now keeping the forehead on the mat and the body down, gently push the hands into the mat so that it feels like you're pushing your sit bones down into your heels for me. Feel that spine opening up even more for me. I hope that if you felt that low back working, that you pushed back into your rest position and you didn't just try and power through. We want to make sure we work the correct back muscles when we're working those backs, not just any muscles, to make sure that we can do the movement. Make sure we move intentionally, not just for the sake of moving. Alrighty, let's walk the hands towards us as we come up into a seated position. Alrighty, everybody, so that is our video for tonight. A little bit of a different focus, back and spinal mobility. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you guys are staying safe and keeping healthy. And just still remember to be appreciative of the things that we do have that make life comfortable and happy for ourselves. It's very easy to get caught up in all the nonsense, especially with how people are moaning all over social media and. So just try and keep a positive mind. Make sure you expose yourself to things that make you laugh and smile too. Have a lovely evening, guys. Bye.